afternoon everyone. I am Radhika, NAOS, welcoming you all for the live video program on Vagda channel. And this program is about data entry operations secondary subject. Today we will be discussing about word processing software. We have invited one of our guests, Ms. Rashmi Narula. She is the Chief Technical Officer from Mavlor Infotech Private Limited. I am welcoming you here, Rashmi.
Thank you so much. Hello everyone.
Today's session is about word processing software. To make our discussion more interactive and interesting, we can invite the questions from you also. You can call on our toll free number 1800-180-2543. We can also send your queries by email. Our email ID is vagda, VAGDA @naos.ac.in. So you can also send your email. Also you can call on our toll free number. So let's move to our today's discussion, that is word processing software. Word processing, it is an application software which will allow you to create letters, brochures, invitations and all. So you can use this software for creating your documents, and you can send it to many people as well as, and you can create a large document, and you can do editing, you can do formatting, and you can also do all the formatting options. So in today's discussion, we will be discussing about what are the features of word processing software, and also we will discuss about how to use this software for creating the documents, how to do formatting using this software, and also how to do the basic formatting, as well as how to insert tables, how to work on this document. So we will discuss about lot of shortcut keys as well as. So let's move to our discussion, that is word processing software topic. So Ms. Rashmi, I just want to ask you here that what are the features of word processing software?
So in a word processing software, we can do a lot of things. It is the best tool we are using nowadays to create documents, edit documents, create different project reports and anything that we have to use. We can insert pictures, we can insert tables in a document, we can use the autocorrect features, the grammar mistakes and corrections in order to correct any kind of typo mistakes that we might have done during editing the document. And we can print this document in the similar format in which we have created it. So as it is, we can get a hard copy. So all these are the different features of a word processing software, and we will talk about each one of them in detail. So in order to start a Word document, first of all, what you have to do is you can simply go to the Windows and you can click on the Microsoft Word, Microsoft icon if you have inserted the MS Office, if you have installed Microsoft Office complete package inside your system. So you can go to the Office and then you can choose MS Word. You can click on the new document. You will see you can see that different options are available, in which you can have a blank document. You can insert a template which is readily available for you. If you have in mind already that which kind of document you have to create, that there would be some headings, there would be some titles, a different format, different colors and all those things. If that has to be there already, then you can select any of the available template as it is, and then you can edit it always. Otherwise, if you do not know that how is it going to be at the end of the day, you just have to start writing, and then with time you want to change it. So you can simply create a blank document, choose the blank document and then start writing, and then as and when you grow, as and when you start writing, edit it, you can always apply the different formats and insert different type of objects that you want to. So once you open a document, a blank document, this is what you see on your screen. So you have different we will be talking about the different tools that are available, different toolbars first of all. So on the top, as you can see, there is a quick access toolbar. It gives you the buttons that you have to use again and again when you are editing a document. So first of all, you can see the save button here. So that is why it is called the quick access toolbar. If you are not familiar or not used to with the shortcut keys that are available, So then you can always go to this toolbar and you can save the document. First time when you save this document, you will see an option of save as. So because this document is not already saved, you are saving it for the first time, the processor will ask you to give it a name. So because you have just started writing, it was not existing in your system already, you have not given it a name, so you will have to type a name that you want to write, whatever name you want to save it with, and then you can save it. And then from next time onwards, if you are pressing the shortcut keys or just clicking the save button, the shortcut key to save a document would be Ctrl plus S. So if you are saving this document, second time onwards, it will directly save it, it would not give you an option, it would just on the screen on the bottom right side you will see that word is saving the document. That is only notification that you get when you save it second time onwards. But for the first time, it would ask you, it would prompt you for a name. But second time onwards also, if you want to change a name, if you have created a copy and now you want a different copy to be saved, then you can click on save as and then you will see the prompt again. So anyway, first of all, this is the screen that you have in a blank document, and as we talked about the quick access toolbar, then secondly you have the menu bar, and on the menu bar you will see different options, and different options are available for different types of formatting, which is section by section. So first of all, the default toolbar is home. On home you will be able to see the basic formatting that we have to do in a Word document is what? We have to change the text size, maybe text color, background color, so and the sometimes whether we have to keep them in capital letters or the small letters, so capitalization we might want to change. So these are the basic formatting keys that we need time and again. So these are available on the home page. So you can use these to change the font size. Different types of fonts are also available by default in Word, and those are more than sufficient if we want to arrange the different texts in different styles. So we can always choose them from the font style drop down, and then next to that we can see the font size drop down, in which we can change the size of the text, and then we can also change the color of the text, and that applies to the whole paragraph or maybe word by word also. So you can change the color of the text, color of the paragraph, and you can highlight some text also by changing the background of that particular text. So then besides that, in the main area that you see, the white main area, that the first point where the cursor is highlighted, that is called the insertion point. So that is where you start typing. So whenever when you keep on typing, the cursor moves along, and on the last word that you have typed, last letter that you have typed, cursor would always be there, and then as and when you keep typing, it would move along. But if you want to go back and change something, edit something, maybe you have made a spelling mistake or something, you can always select that by going back. But this is called at the initial stage or when the cursor is moving along, this is called the insertion point. So you can always see where this text that you are writing is going to be inserted. On the right side you can see a vertical scroll bar. When you have written enough text, your text is more than one page or two pages, and you have to scroll through the document, you have moved to the first paragraph or second paragraph, then maybe on the third page, fourth page, you can use this vertical scroll bar to move along the text if you want to go back or proceed. Or so when the text is large enough to which is not available, cannot be seen on one single screen, then to move along the screens you can use the vertical scroll bar. On the bottom, the left side, you can see the status bar. This status bar is the current status of this particular document that you have created. It would keep on counting words that you have written already. Sometimes we are using this tool to write articles that we want to publish somewhere, and there is a limit of words on that articles. In the reports also, for sometimes, you know, when you create reports for your college assignments, then there is a word limit. You have been told, you know, sometimes you are told that your article, your assignment should be 1000 words maximum, or 1500 or something like that. So you do not have to every time select and count them or use some other software. It is automatically counted here. You can see that whether your document is saved or you have some unsaved changes and all those things. So this is called the status bar. Next to that, you can see the horizontal scroll bar. This is used when your text is large in width. For example, you have inserted a table, or your text size is small and you have zoomed the document. Some, you know, a table, if you need a table in which different columns are there, and you have to keep all those columns, say 6-7 columns on, obviously the table would be, the width would be on the single page. You cannot extend the document sidewise. So then you have to keep the text short, but to view that properly, you have increased the you know, viewing ratio of this particular document, which is called zooming. You have done that, and then you have to see the left side or the right side, any side at the time, any particular time. Then you can use this horizontal scroll bar to move from left to right. This is shown on the bottom of your screen, and it is available whether you move to any page number of your document. The bars, vertical bar and horizontal bar and all these things would be always available, always visible on your screen. However, you can choose to hide them. The menu bar that you can see here, you know, we have talked about home as of now. We will be talking about them in detail, about all the formatting options available. One by one we will talk about that. As of now, I have just introduced the bars to you. So there is an option for you to hide that if you know, you want your screen to be a little larger. But otherwise, if you do not hide them, all other these things that we have talked about, these are available on every page. You know, every time you move to second page, you create third, fourth, fifth page. So all these options that you see on your screen as now, the bars that we have talked about, these would be available throughout in your document. And then on the right side in the right corner bottom of the screen, you can see the view button. This is again you know, wherein you can see the size of the document that we have talked about, the ratio of the document, whether you want to zoom it, whether you, and then there is different view formats are available. You know, which kind of view that you want from this document at present. Is it the HTML view, is it the web view, or is it just the editing document view? So all those view options are available in under this view button. So this is you know, Radhika, the screen that looks like when we start a document, whether a new document or we edit an existing document. This is how a screen looks like in a word processor.
So thanks, Rashmi, for explaining about the main features of word processing software, and also you have given a clear picture of how the word processing, the first main screen will look like. So we discussed about what are the toolbars which are available you know, on the first screen of our document. So in that we have discussed about what is the typing area. The typing area is the place where we started to type our content. The cursor will you know, it will be blinking on that particular place. So whenever you started to type your content, the cursor will be keep on move from left to right, and the content will be keep on moving. If you give space, then it will reflect on the screen itself. It will give a space in between the words or in between the letters. And also there are formatting toolbars which are available. So using those formatting toolbar also we can do the basic formatting, like bold to make our content little bit more or if you want to put underline, or if you want to apply some text colors, then there itself the formatting toolbar will help you to do these basic formattings. Apart from that, we can also do the other formatting. So we will be discussing more detail about how this how we can do the formatting as well as, and Rashmi was explaining about the quick access toolbar. the quick access toolbar, which will help us to keep our some of the tools which can be used as a handy tools. So whenever I want to do some operation, I can simply just go and use that tools for doing the immediate action. Suppose I am using save button very frequently, then I can add them as in quick access toolbar, but default it will be there. But if I want to do customize my toolbar, that also I can do. If you in the screen you can see the quick access toolbar, there is a customize option will be there. This customize option will help us to change the tools which we want to add. Suppose I am using some of the formatting tools as my those tools I needed, and I want to add them in quick access toolbar, I can do them and I can add it. If I want, I can remove some of the keys which are not needed, so that it will be always available on the top left top. So using that I can perform the actions which I want to do it more frequently. So this is about a quick access toolbar. Next we will be discussing about how to create a new document. So earlier Rashmi was showing the screen where you will be getting an idea that how the typing area is there, which where is the horizontal scroll bar will appear, where is the vertical scroll bar will appear, where is the ribbon, the menu bar, what are the menu bars and what are the toolbars are there, and we also discussed about the view buttons as well as. So the main screen when we want to create a new document, it will come, a blank screen will come. To get the or for creating a new document, we can also use shortcut keys, that is control key and plus N key. If you use, then you will get a new blank document screen. So in that screen, whatever you want to type, you can type it. So Rashmi, do you want to add some more points for how to create a new document?
Yeah, so as we already said, we can go to the Microsoft Office, and then once the Word is opened already, and if we are editing a document, say, then clicking on Control N would create a new blank document. It would always select a new blank document. It will not allow you to choose any template from the available options. Then there are a lot of shortcuts, the system shortcuts also. If you are familiar with the Windows command, which is Control R, which opens the command prompt, or if we can simply go to the start button and click on run, that opens the command, the run command prompt. There also we can write WinWord and then we can press enter. That would also open a blank Word document. So then if the basic is to start with the Office if you have just installed it, if you are not very handy with the shortcuts, but with time, when you start writing, when you keep on working on these softwares, creating documents and all these things, you will get familiar with the shortcut also. And then if you do not want to use mouse, you can only work you want to only work with the shortcuts, then you can always prefer these shortcuts over that. So that is how we open. So while opening this document, we have talked about different options, but while saving also, we have an option to save this document, either upwriting the existing document or saving a new document. As we discussed earlier, Control plus S is the simplest shortcut to save it. Otherwise we can go to the Office button and then we can click on save. We can give it a new name, or if it is an existing document, we can just click on save button. That is how we save it. While saving this document, you would get an option to protect it. If you want to open this document, so first of all, before that, we'll see if we have a list of documents available. As you can see on the screen right now, you have different documents available on the on your system. You can choose any one of them and you can double click, or you can click on the open button to open this existing document once you have already saved it on your system. Then while saving, you see this screen to protect your document. If you want to set a password on your document so that nobody else can open it, while saving, when you see the save as prompt, just at the bottom you will see an option which is called tools. It is on the left of the save button. It is called tools. You click on this option tools, you will see the third option is general options. Then you click on this general options. This is the screen that you will see by clicking on the general options, which says password to open or modify. So what this means is, if you want to save the document with a password so that nobody else is able to open your document, you know, nobody else gets the access to your document, you can always save it with a password so that only you or somebody you share the password with is able to open your document. So that is how you put a password on this particular document that you have created. You can set any password of your choice using the general options under your save as pop-up menu by choosing the general options. So next we will come to the formatting toolbar. As we already discussed some of the options, using the formatting toolbar you can change the document, the text size, the font. You can select you know, some of the text you can select and you can mark it as bold, you can mark it as italics, you can underline this particular text, you can set. So these three options, bold, italics and underline, this is a different section which is available together as we have highlighted on the screen. On the top you can see the font menu, which is the font style and font size. Then on the right side on the top you can see the numbered and bulleted lists. So this is when you want to write the text in bullets. You have to you know, mention some key points and you want it to appear in bullets that you know, these are the highlighted points that you want the direct attention onto. So we can use the bullets there, or numbers also if you want that. So this is the list, this is called list. So the list can be designed in two ways, which is numbers or bullets. Different types of styles we can use for that. And then on the right of that you can see the increase and decrease indent menu. So this is when you have to move the text slightly left or right. It works with everything, the basic text, the paragraph, the lists also, anything, it would work with that. Just select that text that you want to move and click on the left or right indent button and then you can move it. And then on the bottom you can see the left, right and center justification. Justification is what, when you want to style your text in a way, you know, when you see a paragraph, sometimes when a new paragraph starts, you see that it is a slightly starts with a slightly right side of you know, the previous text which was there, or the lines, the different lines, those are written, those are not ending in a synchronized manner, as and when where the line is completed, there it is ending, or the text is starting. So on the left, generally the default you know, paragraph is aligned on the left side. So in a Word document, when you start writing, you will see that on the left side everything is starting at the same point. You know, when you insert a new line, you keep on typing, you press enter when your line is complete, or even if you do not press enter, your text width increases the width of that particular line and it moves to the next line automatically. So suppose you have written 5-7 lines already, you will notice that on the left side the text is starting in a synchronized manner, everything is in a straight line. But on the right side, wherever your line ends, there you know, sometimes this line is till this point and then the next line is slightly left than that, then the next line is slightly right side. So because the number of letters or words that we have written in a different line are all not always same, we have mentioned different text, so the width would also be different. So that is why first line is ending slightly on the right side, the next line is having a little less you know, characters, so it is ending slightly before the previous line, then the next line is having more characters. So it is, so if we want to keep that also in a justified manner, you know, on the right side also if we want that to be in a single line, then we can use the justify icon from here. As you can see, these icons are self-elaborative. The left icon that you see on your screen, which is marked on the bottom right, that says left, center, right and justification. These four are the different styles that you can give to a paragraph. The first one is left aligned, wherein in as the icon shows itself, it is left side is in a synchronized manner and right side is not. Next one is center. If we have written something that we want to appear in center, we do not bother about the synchronization at both the ends. We want it to be highlighted in center because it is looking good. The center design is looking good and we want it in that manner. So we can use the center. Then the next one is the right aligned. Sometimes we want text to be right aligned and we do not want the left alignment. The left synchronization is not required. Then we can align it to the right side. And if we want the synchronization on both the sides, we can use the justify icon. So this is the primary toolbar, Radhika, the formatting toolbar that we were discussing about. So these are the basic buttons that we always need in the document when we are editing the text.
This formatting toolbar, it will be available on the home screen itself. You can use this toolbar for doing the basic formatting. The left, right, center and justification alignment which Rashmi was explaining, those alignments will be helpful when you want to create a letter or when you want to create some documents and sending it to your seniors, or you may be submitting it, your assignments for your teachers as well as. So in that case you may have to do some alignment. Suppose I am writing some letter, that letter should be aligned according to the left margin. Mostly when we are writing our notebook content, always we will follow the left margin and we will start to write our content. We won't bother about the right margin, how the content is going to end. Somewhere if you are giving some heading, then it may end in between of your page, and if you are writing the content, then it will be going till the right margin. So word processing having this feature. So using this, so whatever the content of your document that you want to align, you can simply select that content and you can choose the alignment. Suppose I want to I'm going to write a letter. In that I just want to write thanking you on the left side and yours sincerely on the right side. So this yours sincerely, I want to put it on the right alignment. So that right alignment means the content will be aligned according to the right margin of that document. So this left and right margins, by default it is set up in our word processing software. If we want, we can change it. And the top margin also it is set, and the bottom margin also will be set. So when you want to take any printout of your content, obviously it will give some space on the left side as well as right side, and the top side and the bottom side it will leave some space, and the rest of the content will be printed out in that proper manner, so that none of the content will be missed out on of any of this. It won't go any of the outside of this margins as well as. So if we choose the justified alignment, according to the left and right alignment, left and right margins will be fixed. So my content will be put up in proper, and wherever it is needed more space, it will add some space in between the letters or in between the words it will be given, and the content will be properly justified according to the left and right margin. If I choose the center alignment, then the content will be just focused according to the center part. So it won't bother about the left side as well as right side, but the content will be fixed according to the middle part of the page. So these are very easy tools, but if you try to do manually, it will take a lot of time for aligning your content. But this toolbars will help us to do our formatting very quickly. Only the thing is that you have to select which part of the content has to be aligned. You have to select it and you have to choose the alignment which is needed for that particular place. So we were discussing about word processing software. In that we have discussed about how to create a document, how to save our document, how to protect our document, and also we have discussed about the basic formatting toolbar. We will be discussing more detail about the word processing software in detail after a few minutes break.
जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने, राहों को आलोकित करने, जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने, राहों को आलोकित करने,
हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने। अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने। जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने, राहों को आलोकित करने।
धन साधन समय की सीमा से विद्यालय जो मुक्त हो। धन साधन समय की सीमा से विद्यालय जो मुक्त हो।
कभी पढ़े हम कहीं पढ़े, वे विषय की लोच से युक्त हो।
कभी पढ़े हम कहीं पढ़े, वे विषय की लोच से युक्त हो।
मित्रों हम उठे और जागे,
मंजिल आने की ध्वनि सुने। अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने।
जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने, राहों को आलोकित करने।
राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विद्यालय का है द्वार खुला सबकी खातिर। शिक्षा परीक्षा का अवसर एक बार ही क्यों मिलता फिर।
शिक्षा परीक्षा का अवसर एक बार ही क्यों मिलता फिर। दुनिया में इसके केंद्र बहुत,
कोई मन चाहा केंद्र चुने। हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने। कोई मन चाहा केंद्र चुने। स्वयं बने, हम
We were discussing about word processing software. For our discussion, we have invited one of the expert, Ms. Rashmi Narula. She is the Chief Technical Officer from Mavlor Infotech Limited. Rashmi, I am welcoming you here again. That we were discussing about word processing software, in that the main how to create a document, how to open the document, how to save that particular document, and what are the features of word processing software have been discussed till now. We also discussed about how to protect our document, and basic formatting toolbar also we have discussed. Now we will be discussing about more features of word processing software, in that how to change our font by using font dialog box. So whenever we want to do our document, by default the font will be there. So we will be using that font for our document. But the document which I am making, I want to change the style of the content. I want to make it in some different way, and I want to display the content in some different size that I can do. Because heading from the top to end of the document, it doesn't need to be there in the same size of the content, because the heading of the content should be displayed in little bit bigger font size, and the subheadings has to be displayed in some other font size, and the main content, the document content has to be displayed in some smaller size. So I have to follow some uniform style in my document. So for that, these fonts and font size and the typefaces, like some of the content has to display it in bold, or somewhere I have to put underline, somewhere I have to change the color of my content, so that I can use it by using the font formatting toolbar as well as. But the formatting toolbar, if you see on the screen, it will be showing some of the options which are needed. But if I want to see the other options as well as what are the extended content, what are the extended options which are available in the font, that I can get it by using the font dialog box. Rashmi, can you give us that how we can use this font dialog box, how we can do the changes in our font and font size and all, how we can do it by using the font dialog box?
Sure. As we can see on the screen, generally the section, the toolbar, the home page toolbar is divided into sections. In the first section we see font, in the second section we see paragraph on the basic home page that we talked about earlier. There are different sections. So on the right side of each section we see a small extending arrow. If we click that, this is a very small arrow and it is just at the right side of the section. So if we click that arrow on the font section, this font dialog box will appear. It would have the options, those were there on the screen also, but the basic options, and along with that it will have different options also. Mainly we use it for the effects that are available in the second section of in the bottom of this font dialog box that you can see on your screen now. These are called the effects. As you can see, different effects are available there. These strike through effect, the double strike through, superscript, subscript. So these are the options if we want to further format the text in a different manner other than the basic designs options available on the home screen. So sometimes we have to show that some particular text is striked through, it is cut from in between. We have to show that we have deliberately crossed this text and written something at this place, then we can use this strike through. If we want a superscript, for example we are writing dates, if we have written 10th or say 16th of January, so if we want to write 16th, it is not written in the same manner, it is not written 16th, the th appears a little above the number 16. So this is called superscript. We can simply use the select th and then use the superscript option from these available options, and then it would move upside. Sometimes these are automatically corrected by the word processor if we have allowed it to change our text. Otherwise we can stop auto correcting feature also. Otherwise it would keep on auto correcting. If the word processor understands that this is what you meant, this is what you are trying to write, they would automatically correct it. But otherwise if you have to do it deliberately or you have to remove it, you can always select your text and go to this font dialog box and you can remove that check, or you can put that check if you want to insert something. So strike through, double strike through is also available, superscript, subscript, shadow, and all these things are available inside this font dialog box. The other options that we already covered from the home page are also available on the top of this font dialog box, which is the font style, the font size, and all those things are again available. And other than that also different options are available in this font dialog box. Similarly, if we click so as I told you, these are available on the right side of the home page, the scroll bar that you have, the menu bar on the top of your page. This font dialog box will open from that, or it will also open if you select any particular text and right click on that, and then you want to edit this font, so font styles apply, and then you can open this font dialog box also, and then you can use the different features available under the font dialog box.
The same way we can also do the formatting of our paragraphs as well as. So here when we type any paragraph, we may want to give some indentation, we may want to move the first line to be displayed little bit on the one tab size has to be given for the first line, then after that you want to give the content, and also you may want to give some line spacing. It means that the first line and second line must be having some there must be a distance between the first line and second line. In the same way, the whole paragraph must be having a distance between any two lines. So if you want to change the spacing between any two lines of your paragraph, or if you want to give a proper setting for that paragraph, that you can do it by using paragraph settings. So when we want to do paragraph alignment, you can set your paragraph to be aligned where it is on left side or right side, how much indentation has to be given for that paragraph, how much line space we want to give it for that particular paragraph. That can be decided by the paragraph dialog box. For that, what we have to do, we have to simply select the paragraphs where we want to do the formatting. Then we have to right click our mouse. If you right click, then you will get a lot of shortcut keys. In that, we can choose the paragraph option. The font dialog box also can be displayed by using the shortcut menus. If you select the content and just right click your mouse, then you will get the options. In that, font option, paragraph option also will be there, cut, copy, paste option also will be displayed. So if we want to change the font size, font formatting that Rashmi was explaining, that for that we can choose the font option. If you want to do the changes for the paragraph, then we can choose the paragraph option. If you choose the paragraph option, then a separate dialog box will be displayed. In that dialog box, you will be able to change the paragraph indentations. In your screen, you will be able to see the paragraph dialog box, which used to be having the options of the indentations and line spacing, and before and after paragraph how much space you want to give, and what are the distance between any two lines, how much space we want to give. That way also we can decide by choosing the paragraph dialog box. Next, we will be discussing about Format Painter. Format Painter is one of the is the best tool, I can say. Whatever the formatting which we have done it for any of the text, that formatting will be copied if you use this Format Painter. And wherever you want to apply that same formatting to any other place or any of your documents content, you can just simply select the content and you can choose this Format Painter option. Then the formatting will be copied and the same formatting will be applied to the other text. So, if you see that it's looking like a paintbrush icon will be there on your home screen. So, it will be there in the basic toolbar itself. So, if you near to the cut, copy, paste option, this icon will be there. But the features, if you see that it is doing the best features. Suppose I must have applied lot of colors to my paragraph. I must have changed the font size to that particular paragraph. I must have applied some different background colors, some text color I have changed, and the size of the font I have changed, on even the font style I have changed in that for that particular paragraph, and the same style I want to apply to some other paragraph. So for that, if I remember those steps, then I can do those steps for the other paragraph as well as, but it will take time, more time for remembering the styles. But because of this toolbar, it will be easy for us to copy the styles which we have applied to that old paragraph. So we can select the paragraph where we have applied this particular style, then we can choose that Format Painter option, then we can apply to the other paragraph or other pages or other documents or somewhere where we want to copy that formatting, that we can do it. Rashmi, do you want to add any other points about Formatting Painter?
Yeah, Format Painter, as you said, it is very useful tool and very easy to simply copy the format. The one point that you have rightly explained is if we do not remember the steps, the formatting that we have applied to the existing text, and another is suppose we have chosen some color from the available options, or in the colors you will see that there is an option which says more colors, and then you can go to a screen wherein you can move the arrow and choose any color that you want, and next time you want to use the same color, but now you are not sure which color it was. Even if I do remember that it was some shade of red, but I don't know where to keep that arrow and use the same shade on this next title that I am inserting, then it would be really difficult for me to match that. And also, if I have set the indent, like on the editing screen, you will always see a ruler that is available on the top side also and on the left side also. So if you have placed as we have applied in the paragraph formatting also, you can use the indentation. So that indentation also, if you have, suppose you have set it to some place, moving the arrow or moving the indent buttons, you have moved it to a little right, and then you do not exactly remember how right it was, and you are giving spaces to make it look at the same place where the above text is. You do not have to do that again and again. You can simply use the format painter, by selecting the text from where you want to copy the format. You can simply copy that format. There is just one thing that I would like to add to it. If you single click on the format painter, once you have to first select the text from where you want to copy the format. So you select it by your mouse or keyboard, any which way. You select it and then you click on the icon which is similar to the brush icon, and then you click it and then you select the next text where you want to apply this format. And once you select that new text, the format painter is gone. Now if you have to copy the same format to some other text also, you will have to select this text again and go to the format painter button again, and then again select the new text. But if you know that you have to apply this format to 7-8 places, once you have created a title and then in the whole document you want to apply this format to 7-8 headings that you have already mentioned in this document, while after selecting this format of the title that you want to copy, when you are going to click on the format painter, click it twice. When you click it twice, just like the double click, when you click it twice, the format copier would remain with you until you press the escape key. So once you copy it, you can select any number of text headings you want to, and then the same style would be kept on applying on all these headings. And then once you are done, you can press the escape key, and then this brush, the copier, would be gone. So that is how you can use it, the same formatting in different
Places.
headings.
So, and when you are creating a document, sometimes you may want to list your items in a different way, or where you want to give the content in some points. So the points may be given by using some the points which we are discussing in word processing software. We used to call them the symbols, which we are putting it as bullets. And when I want to give the list in 1, 2, 3, then we will call them as a number list. So there are two types, that bulleted list and number list. So this bulleted list and number list can be used any number of times in our document, but we may want to give some different styles to our points. Somewhere I want to give my points it in some arrow, somewhere I want to give it in some circle symbol, or some arrow symbol, or any circle, but without filling that, only that outer area should be displayed as a bullet. So there are some different bullets are available, but we can use them. If I want to use some other image, or if I have some different image, or I want to use my company's image or my content image as one of the bullet points, that also I can do. But for that, you can use the toolbar itself. From the home screen itself, you will be able to see the bulleted and number list. In that, if you select bulleted, automatically the bullets will be inserted in your document. So you can type your content. If you press enter, automatically the next bullet will be inserted for the next point. But if you want to change the style, or if you want to add some other image, then you can choose the customize option. From there we can insert our own image. If we want to change the bulleted list to number list, that also I can do. By only the thing is that I have to choose the content where I want to change the number list. I have to choose that, then I have to choose the option of number list. If in the number list, that list can be displayed like number 1, 2, 3, 4 onwards. Also it can be displayed like A, B, C, D. It can be displayed in capital alphabets, or if you want, you can display it in small cases like small a, small b, small c, d. That way it will be there. Or if you want to display them in Roman letters, that also we can do. Or if you want to put them in Roman numbers with small alphabets, that also we can do. And here also we can change it. Suppose I want to change the number which is getting displayed. If I want to change the starting number, that also I can do. For that, only the thing is that we have to select the content and we can choose the option. Otherwise, we can choose the bulleted list or number list, whatever the list which we want to display, we have to choose that and we can start to type our content. Rashmi, do you want to add any other point for related to bulleted and number list?
Yeah, so more or less points you have covered. It is, I would just say that bullets are really important when you want to highlight some of the features, mention some key points. So then we use bullets, and it is useful in a document as well. And if you want to present it to the users, then the just to highlight the key points, we use bullets and numbers. So this is one of the important style that we apply to any kind of text which is available.
And word processing software is also having the spelling and grammar feature, which will be very helpful for us when we create a document. Suppose while typing we used to make some mistakes, there are typographical errors are possible, but what the word processing software will do, it will automatically identify the mistakes and it will show you the green wavy lines and red wavy lines wherever there is a mistakes. So, if there is any grammatical mistakes, that will be also displayed in this software. So, we can whenever the red wavy lines or green wavy lines appears in our document, we can just check the content. If you right click that particular text, then you will be able to get the suggestions which are available from the dictionary. So, suppose I have returned the word, for instead of writing a create, C-R-E-A-T-E, if I write C-R-E-A-T-E, then it will be displaying the list of options. It will be showing that create, or if it will show you other words as well as. So, if we can choose them, or if you want to change them, then we can change it, or if you want to ignore those suggestions, that also we can do it. So, the spelling and grammar feature, Rashmi, it's one of the best feature, we can say that, because it will show you the grammatical mistakes as well as it will show us the spelling mistakes, what we have done it in our document. We can use the shortcut key as well as for getting this feature. We can, if you press F7 key, then you will get the spelling and grammar check of our document. It will check the whole document and it will show you all the suggestions, or wherever there is a mistake, then it will show you. If you are typing any person name, it will always show you the mistakes, because those words are not there in dictionary, but it doesn't mean like that all the words which are shown in the green wavy lines or in red wavy lines has to be changed. You can accept the suggestions. If you want to ignore, you can ignore the suggestions as well as. So, when we are creating a document, suppose if it is having more pages, then we may have to add some headings, or we may want to display some headings throughout in our document, all the pages, or sometimes we may want to display the page numbers on all the pages to identify that which page numbers we are reading. So, that is one good feature we are having it in Word document, that is headers and footers. So, Rashmi, kindly explain how to insert header and footer in our document.
Sure. So, headers and footers, again we can go to the page section of the toolbars and we can select from there the header and footer option, and in the header and footer again, either you can insert something that you want to appear on every page, or you can simply insert the page numbers. So, as the name specifies, header is what appears at the top margin of every page, and footer is that appears in the bottom margin of the page, and then we can simply align it to the left or right side wherever we want to. All these options are available in the design section of headers and footers. So, page number is one simple thing that we want to use. Again, page number can be included in that, otherwise if you see the section, page number would be a separate icon, it is a separate entity to insert. Header is a different thing, footer would be a different thing, and page number would be a different thing. But if you want footer to include the page number, that can also be done. But generally, suppose you have created a report, and on every page you want the title of the report to appear, then you can mention it in the header, then it will appear on the every page, if you know you are taking the printout and you want every page to show from which title it is, what is the topic of this particular report, and in the footer you want to keep your name always. For example, let's say you want that if when you take a printout or when you send it to somebody, every page should have your name, so you can insert in the footer. These are the basic examples of what you want to insert in header and footer. And similarly, page numbers also you can insert, and you can, for all these three things, you can select the styles also, whether you want them to be left aligned, right aligned, or in center, and all these things are available.
Thank you, Rashmi, for explaining say about word processing software. In today's discussion, we discussed about how to create a document, how to open a document, how to save a word processing or document. Also, we discussed about how to protect a document and how to do the basic formattings. We also discussed about how to do how to do the formatting of our paragraphs, as well as how to do character formatting. And also we discussed about how to use the format painter option, and finally we discussed about how to insert header and footer in our document. So these features are already available in word processing software. Only the thing is that when you are creating a document and when you are saving the document, when you are protecting a document, it will be useful for us to remember the shortcut keys. As well as in our material, we have given the list of shortcut keys which are used for the basic purposes. So those shortcut keys will be useful for us here, that you have to remember those shortcut keys. So if you know the toolbar, if you know the menu name, then it will be easy for us to do the task. If you don't remember, then you can use the shortcut keys. If you are not remembering, then you can refer our material for creating a good document. Thank you, Rashmi, for coming here and explaining to us about how to work on the word processing software, how to manage the documents in using this software. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It is always my pleasure.